2017 breezed right by me. It was by far one of the most eventful years of my life. After a too long struggle, I finally received my high school diploma. I graduated from a 1 year visual arts foundation program, and I got into an animation program, which I'm loving. I've had some rough times as well, which I talked a bit about in my last videos. But for the most part, 2017 has been a good year, especially in the sense of growth and learning about myself. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about my goals that I had for 2017. They were fairly simple, I guess, and for the most part, I managed to keep up with most of them for most of the year, the past few months excluded. My biggest goal was graduating, though, and I was supposed to be class of 2013, but for many reasons, I had to leave school in my last years, and I had just kept working full time, and the past 2 years, I was working full time, part time, I mean, and I was going to school during the day for my visual arts foundation class, and I was taking night classes for for my grade 12. And graduating felt pretty freaking good. So, I'm the goal that I did the best with was actually my book buying ban. Um, I love buying books. I love owning books. I love reading books. And I used to own way too many books, but the past few years I've been heading towards a more minimalist lifestyle, if you will. And I've been getting rid of books that I didn't enjoy reading or that I don't think I'm ever really going to read anyways. And one of my goals was to stop buying books, and I succeeded. I only bought roughly a book per month, which was my goal. The goals that I didn't do well with were budgeting, working out, and eating well. So those were the ones that I failed most with. Which is why they're actually going to be part of my 2018 goals. The reason I keep some of the 2017 ones is because they're not just little bucket list things, right? They're things that I want to accomplish to better my life and become a better person and a better artist through them. So, without further ado, I'm going to go through my New Year's resolutions with you guys for 2018. So, my first goal, like I said, is keeping a good diet and health. So, this is really kind of 3 goals in one, which is to stay hydrated every day, make healthy food choices at least 90% of the time, and exercise at least 3 times a week. My second goal is budgeting. So I'm still going to stick with the only buy one book a month thing, but I'm also going to be canceling my Amazon Prime because, first of all, that's $80 right there. And the fact that I can order something with the click of a mouse and get it within not even a week, it makes buying things online very easy and, very quick. Don't have to think too much about it, so I think if I have to pay for shipping and wait 2 weeks for it, I'll be sure that it's something that I really want to buy. Also for iTunes, because yes, I still buy my music and my movies, I will only allow myself 3 songs a month and one show, season or movie or album per month as well. So at the end of 2018, I'd like to have a bit of money saved up, but I'm also a college student, so we'll see how that goes. Number 3 is to start journaling regularly again. From the ages of 12 to 19, I kept a diary or a journal which I wrote in almost every single day or at least every week. And since moving out of my parents' house, I stopped doing this. So for the past 3 years, I've been on the same journal, which is strange for me. But recently I've taken it up again and I realized just how beneficial journaling can be to me. and I want to keep doing that again because I love looking back and reading, what I was doing this time a few years ago, minus the cringe material at times. Number 4 is to have an official portfolio set up online and to also have business cards made. Um, at the beginning of the school year next year, my class and I we're all going on this little trip to the Ottawa International Film Festival. And a lot of the times, employers are there, right? So it would be nice to potentially show some cards and have them check your stuff out and maybe be like, "Oh, hey, she draws some pretty neat things. We're going to hire her." But either way, it would be nice to be able to have something professional to show as opposed to just doodles and things like that. And I feel that I don't have enough finished pieces, and I would like to work on that in 2018. Number 5 is I'm only going to read 25 books this year, or at least that's what my official goal is going to be. I'm used to reading over 50 books, and I've been doing this since 2008. And I've been participating in the Goodreads challenge every single year since 2015. I'll leave my Goodreads down below if you guys want to check that out. But this past year, reading has just not been happening for me, and it's been a pretty big source of stress. So I decided next year I'm just gonna take it calm and chill and read for fun mostly, and not worry too much about how many books I'm reading. And number 6 is pretty straightforward. I want to get my full license and potentially go on a road trip. So another one is clean daily. I used to do this all the time because I'm a bit of a messy person. Some of my friends can testify to that. My mother can definitely testify to that. But I found that when I force myself to do some cleaning every day, be it just my room or my apartment, it feels a lot less daunting and it's easier to keep my things organized. And when I do it every day, it doesn't really feel like a chore at all. It's just organizing. And number 8 would be to work out a good routine and stick to it. I used to have a routine, like an evening routine and a morning routine and daily tasks that I would follow. And when I fell out of this routine and my depressive episode hit me, it was way worse than it should have been. Having a routine allows me to better fight these episodes so that when they happen, I can still take care of myself and my grades don't suffer and things like that. I can still function somewhat normally. Number 9 is to start writing stories again because I really do miss writing. I actually finished writing the first draft of a novel this year, but I'd like to keep working on it and potentially finish a second draft for 2019. We'll see how that goes. I'd also like to start planning a comic and maybe start posting it online. Number 10 is to post YouTube videos every Sunday. Again, it's pretty straightforward, but I want to put more effort into YouTube this year. Last year, I told myself I was going to keep it as a hobby for the time because school and work and things like that, but I think now I'm a little more ready to commit, and I look forward to making more videos and keeping track of my progress because I feel that I keep making more and more progress every time that I draw, And it'd be nice to be able to document that for myself and to make videos for you guys. Alright, so the last one is probably the most important goal of the year, and it's a bit broad, but it applies to my art, but also everything else in life, I guess. But it's basically, I'm determined to go the extra mile. I feel that I've gone through most of my life doing the bare minimum to get by. Doing just enough to pass, just enough to be good, just enough. But I want to start doing more than enough. this is especially towards my school and my art projects and things like that, because I feel that whenever I work on a project, whenever I get to the end, I get so excited to be done and things like that I kind of rush it and I finish it too quickly. And I'm like, well, that was that, next project. But I don't want to do that. I want to give everything 110%. You know, if I notice something that's not perfect, I want to fix it right away. And I want to put all of myself into every drawing that I do, you know. I recently read this book called The Alchemist. And there was this one place, this one quote that really struck me when I was reading the book. And I'll just read what's on the page here. But the animals were exhausted, and the men talked among themselves less and less. The silence was the worst aspect of the night, when the men groan of a camel, which before had been doing nothing but the groan of a camel, now frightened everyone, because it might be a signal raid. The camel driver, though, seemed not to be very concerned with the threat of war. I'm alive, he said to the boy as they ate a bunch of dates one night, with no fires and no moon. When I'm eating, that's all I think about. If I'm on the march, I just concentrate on marching. If I have to fight, it will be just as good a day to die as any other. Because I don't live in either my past or my future. I'm interested only in the present. If you can concentrate always on the present, you'll be a happy man. You'll see that there is life in the desert, and that there are stars in the heaven, and that tribesmen fight because they are part of the human race. Life will be a party for you, a grand festival, because life is the moment we're living right now. And, you know, I've always read quotes that are like, oh, live in the moment and appreciate the moment. And it's always made sense, but it's never really hit me how, you know, a bit more literal one could take that and really, you know, when you're doing something, really focus on the thing that you're doing. And I'd like to apply that to my art, especially, you know, a little less multitasking and more when I work, I'm really working on this, you know. So those are the things that I plan to work on in 2018 to better myself as a person and an artist. So even if I don't, you know, nail all these goals by 2019, as long as on December 31st, 2018, I can say that I'm a better person than I was today, then that's good enough for me. So let me know in the comments if you guys also have some New Year's resolutions and what they might be. I wish you all a great year full of success, comforting hugs, and nice art. And if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see my Sunday episodes, my Sunday videos. And other than that, Happy New Year's and have a really nice day.